to that relationship, he decided to let it be. And then, before that time, he had moved abroad. Okay, so there's this lady, they grew up in the same quarters when he was still struggling, when he was still hustling. He said he likes the lady, and the lady knew that he likes her, but the lady never gave him the green light. Maybe because he didn't have money, because he didn't have anything. Because I mean, you know how you grow up in the same neighborhood, everybody know what your words and everything. So anyway, he let it be, and then he started dating that one that the mother didn't like. But the mom didn't even know that he was dating somebody else anyway, until he wanted to marry the girl, and the mother said no. And so he then traveled abroad, came back, had money, started building things in his place and everything. And then when the mother said no to him, because he had always had kind of soft spot for that other girl, he decided to then have the boldness to approach the girl and say, you know what, we like each other for a while, but maybe because I didn't have money, you didn't care. Now I am a man, I can take care of us and all of that. Let's get into a relationship. So the lady didn't object, they started dating. Now, before that time, the lady also had her own child with somebody else, but that didn't marry her. So, like everybody don't go their separate ways. Everybody don't born. This one don't born, that one don't born. But for people, they both didn't marry. Okay, so when they now started dating, then in 2019, he said he came back. The mother welcomed this particular lady wholeheartedly, loved her immediately, no objection, and they got married immediately. Say they got married in 2019, and that same 2019 was when the mother died. So before they got married, when he came back to see the mom and all, they started off and everything. He wanted them to date for a while, before getting into marriage and all that. He comes back to Nigeria, he comes back to Cameroon every 2 years. Okay, so but immediately he went back, not quite long, the mother died, then he had to come back for the burial. So while doing the burial and everything, he then decided, okay, let me just even marry this woman. So they got married, and the woman is in Cameroon, rented an apartment for her. She was staying there. The project that is handling, the sister was the one handling them before. He then transferred, the handling to the wife, and she's been doing the whole handling. Now, the reason why he contacted me is a very terrible one. According to him, he said that people started calling him and telling him that the wife was cheating. And the wife is not just even going to hotels cheating. The wife actually brought the man into the house. The man actually spent over a month in the house, and that because he trusts this woman, and because he feels that there should be trust in every relationship, he never does video calls. He just calls the woman normally. So he never knew there was somebody in the house. So when these people, different people, started calling and telling him, he then confronted the woman, and the woman said actually somebody came to the house to stay, but it wasn't 1 month, it was just a week, and it's just a friend, it's nothing, it's kind of denied the whole thing. And that one aside, and then he now decided that he wanted to move the woman out of that area to an area where the site they are building is, and also where the a sister of his live around that area as well, so that she can have a family member close by. And then he moved the lady, rented another apartment, paid, and moved his own children to join the lady's children. Anything he buys for that woman's child, he buys for his own children. Like they never lack anything, they don't lack money, he gives her money. And that the woman is this type that because of the kind of friends she keeps, she constantly needs money. She spends money like crazy, like every time, money, 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 money. And then at this time around, he's tired. And that same house he moved the lady to, the lady also still harbored that man in that house for a couple of weeks, months, or whatever. And that people still called to tell him, and he confronted the woman, and the woman said yes. And that at one point the man even snatched the phone from the woman to tell him, if he does not stop bothering the woman, that he's going to go to Nigeria, because he said the man is a Nigerian, going to come to Nigeria, get a powder from Babalawo, and blow breeze on the powder, they will deport him. And that he will blow breeze, and the building he's doing, it will collapse. So that the man is been issuing him threats messages, threat phone calls and all of that. So at this point, I just told him, I said, look, and that he has decided he wants to divorce. I said, the truth of the matter is that I really don't advise people to divorce unless it's domestic violence. But in this case, this is beyond Is, in fact, if you go to court or you tell any pastor, they will tell you to divorce this woman. This woman is a serial cheater. There is nobody that wants to marry a woman and the woman will be a public dog. It's not right. And even I believe there's a part in the Bible when they say you can actually divorce somebody because of that. So if I'm not correct, you guys that know Bible more than me can correct me. But I think that it's not in the place of a woman to cheat. There was never a part in the Bible that we know, we read, that they ever said a woman married two husbands. But there were parts of Bible where they said men married numerous women with numerous concubines. So if it was not allowed in the Bible era, I don't think it should be allowed at this time. I don't think anybody should take that. Why will anybody marry a woman, pay the dowry, take care of this woman, spend money on this woman, and this woman is harboring men? You are even cheating. You are not even taking the man to the hotel. You are not even hiding to do it. You're doing it so well and so with so much boldness that people can see. You're even doing it and bringing the man into your matrimonial home. Come on, that's a disrespect that nobody can condone. So I told him, I say, well, in this case, if this is how it happens, this is what has been happening to you, I think divorce is the only option. The reason is because your life is in danger. For a man to have boldness to carry a phone to call you and threaten you and tell you he will come, number one, he can't come to Nigeria to do jack. If there is powder that will blow, that people will be deported, everybody abroad would have been in their villages. So don't be afraid about that. Nothing, all those ones na threat, na shakara they do. He cannot do jack. So I told him that. And I said, but again, this is a woman that you are married to. If you come back to your country, Cameroon, you're going to be in the house, she's going to cook for you. What if this woman truly loves that other man more than you? It means that if she truly loves that man more than you, and maybe the only reason she's with you is your money, she's going to get you out of the way and inherit all your wealth. So that way she can be with the man she loves. So it's a very risky one for you. You cannot continue to be in such a relationship because your life is at risk. Now she's the one managing all your projects. He now said no, he has already collected that project from her and handed over back to the sister to manage. I say okay, even at that, you guys are legally married. If you die today, she's going to own everything you have, unless you write a will that says otherwise, which she can also still contest. So I said, so the risk here is the fact that the woman is doing it without any apology, and the man still have the effrontery to threaten you. So for me, I think that it is time to move out of such a toxic relationship before you lose your life in it. That was my advice for him. And then he then asked that the lady the mother rejected is a very good woman, very nice, and understands him, and take this and do that and that and that. The way he spoke like someone who loves that lady so much, and the lady also love him back. He said while all these things were happening, when this woman was misbehaving, he then started calling back this his ex, started talking to her, started doing things even though they have not seen since that time, but because he is abroad and the lady is also in Cameroon, but that they've been talking, they like kind of try to rekindle their relationship, and that what he is planning is to divorce this one, come back to Cameroon, take the lady to the mother's grave and beg the mother to allow them marry. And I told him, I said, look, sometimes excuse me, we create problems for ourselves. And I asked him, I said, you said you love your mother more than you even love yourself, and I believe that that woman would have loved you more than she also loved herself, because the purest of all love in this world is a mother's love, trust me. And for your mother to tell you not to marry somebody and you brought another person she accepted, it means that there is something she saw she cannot tell you. It's possible that maybe if you marry this woman, your life there will be setbacks, because you see there are so many things our mothers do for us that we don't know, and they cannot be bold enough to tell us. They just do it because it's their duty. They are our guardian angel. She could have gone somewhere and they tell her, if you marry this girl, you will die. If you marry this girl, you would probably have calamities upon calamities upon calamities. There's nobody that will want her child to go through all that. I said, so going to her grave to beg her that how will you even know she has accepted? Sometimes we just create problems where there's no problem. You now go there with a drink, you beg, and the babalawo, maybe whoever takes you there, tell you she don't hear. How? And then tomorrow you start having problems, then they'll start looking for who is pursuing you and who is not pursuing you. I say, if your mother had said she doesn't want this relationship, and did you ask her why? He said the mother just said that the woman cannot bear children. I say, how? Is she a doctor? How she just conclude? He now confirmed to me that actually that the lady had an abortion a while ago before they met. It was not from him, and the abortion was badly done, and so she cannot have children anymore. And that, I'm sure that is why the mother said, and I said, did you tell her? He said no. I said, so you could see what I'm talking about. It could be that this woman went somewhere and they told this woman that that lady will not be fruitful, and there's no woman, there's no parent that will want to watch their child, marry a woman that cannot bear children. Her womb is already removed. Do you get? So I don't see how she can have her children unless there's other ways or different ways, or either adoption or whatever. There's no parent that will accept that. And so maybe that's why she didn't agree. And he went on to say that the mother said it is over her dead body, and even if she dies, that she will still not accept that marriage. And so if your mother has already told you that, why do you want to still go to the grave to beg? For me, I don't support it. And he said that that the lady rely on him so much, that he does this and does that. I said, look, what you can do for that lady, if you feel you owe her so much, it is ask her what kind of business she wants to do. Open a business for her and move on. He said the woman does not know how to do business, and that he keeps relying on him to send monthly money and everything. I said, look, it's not on you. Ask her the business, open it. If she does not manage it well and she loses the business, that's her problem. Then she can look for another man that will do all that for her. I said another thing, before he told me that the mother had actually said even if she dies, he would never allow her to marry the guy. I said, look, this, you already have two children. Even if you marry this lady, you have nothing to lose, because two kids are okay. You don't have to start looking for more children, you know I said, unless if your mother actually saw something else that we don't know and she didn't tell you. He said he also doesn't know. I said, so you see, it's possible that it could be your life or something like that. You want to put your life on the line because of a woman, So my advice was very simple. It's the kind of advice I would give to my younger brother or a friend or whatever. Don't go, since your mother had already said this and that, you've already married somebody now that is misbehaving. Marry somebody else, or just get out of this relationship first before you even start thinking of marriage. Do you understand? Marriage is not everything. Get out of this one, bring your life out, then you can start thinking of marriage. That was my advice for him. And I also told him strongly that he needs to walk away from that marriage. Otherwise, one day this woman will kill him and marry this other man. Because for all you see, or for all I can see from what he told me, is that this woman loves this other man, and it's possible this man does not have money and is using this her own husband's money to look after. And then he said that the woman constantly need money. It could be that the man is on drugs and is collecting the money from the woman, or the woman is on drugs or whatever, because I don't see why you just constantly be needing money, needing money, needing money. You understand? So that was my advice for him. You guys should listen to my video very well. If my advice was good, you say so. If it's not, give him an advice. He's following me, he will see it, he will read it, let him form his decision. But that is what I think, and I always tell you guys, I don't know it all. I'm just using my little experience, little wisdom in the job that I do, in the relationships that I keep, in the people that I meet, in the places that I go to teach people as